What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shogi from Shook Earth Media, and today we're looking at the series finale of World Beyond, The Walking Dead World Beyond, and wow, this post-credit scene. I figure we just jump right into this post-credit scene because it's the most interesting part of the episode, and it gets me very excited. I'm really excited about this, so I'm shocked. It's not germane to anything else in the World Beyond series. It's a scene that stands fully on its own, and it's really exciting for what the future of the franchise might bring. So I'm really excited about this. I don't know how other fans are going to be feeling, but wow. Okay, so we got the guy from the CDC. I forget his name, but from season 1 of the original show, we got him here. And if you remember from season 1, he said that as far as he remembered, the French were the last to hold out against the zombies and the apocalypse and all that. And here he is, and who's watching him but a French scientist? And it totally, just makes complete sense, and I'm so glad that somebody thought of this. So I don't know what her backstory is or anything like that, but she was a scientist clearly in touch with the CDC guy, and they were, exchanging research and stuff, and she seems to have traveled around various places and has ended up back here where the research was done. And this guy is very hateful of these scientists, and it seems like for good reason, because they seem to hint that this up here, don't ask me to pronounce it, but I took 8 years of French, and this says the dead were born here, I'm pretty sure. So I think that means, and he seemed to imply, that they created the virus. So we're getting into the origins of the virus. So that's really cool. And not only that, but then after he kills her, right, for revenge and all that. After he kills her, this guy, he's talking about variant cohorts. I don't know if cohorts is his word for zombie or what that means. Not a scientist. But he's talking about variant types, and then she immediately comes back to life, and I'm like, wait, shouldn't they have shown a time lapse or something? Like, she really just out of nowhere, pulls up like that. And then guess what, guys? It's a fast zombie! Look at this shit, dude! Wow, dude! I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so not only does she come back to life almost immediately, but she's a fast zombie, so we're gonna get different types of zombies. Okay, and now I'm really excited. Does this mean we're gonna get a show that takes place in France? Or does this mean that we're gonna have variants all over the world? This is so exciting to me. And, I was just blown away by this post-credit scene. And I hope you guys are too. Definitely let me know what you guys are thinking. But my thing is, we're 11 years into this franchise, and we gotta do something more with the zombies because they're no longer really a threat. So I like this idea of bringing variants in. If this happened in the comic, I wouldn't have been so much about it, but the fact that we have so many different spin-offs, we got movies, we got all these things, it's time to spice it up a little bit. Great way to do that. So I'm really excited about this post-credit scene, and that's why I wanted to jump into that first. But going back to the episode, we'll go back to the beginning. I just want to say, in general, this episode's trying to focus on action. It's trying to focus on emotion as well. They're really trying to wrap things up. Well, it didn't really feel all that wrapped up to me, to be honest. It felt like it was about to try to go to season 3. I don't know if this was written after it was decided that it was a 2-season series and that's it, but I don't know, but overall it's enjoyable, I will say. Some of the action, I wasn't really that into the action scenes, and that's kind of where it fell apart to me, and it felt fairly predictable. But the emotional stuff, if I was more attached to these characters, it would have hit a lot more. But I think that they did a decent job with all that. Of course, we start off again with these pointless flashback scenes. That's just the thing with this show. We're going back to the first episode, and this is about them about to set off on their journey. And you know how I feel about these flashback scenes. They don't really germane to anything. Not really all that into it. I don't really think it adds much to the story. I think you're supposed to get a, oh, look how far they've come type of deal, but we've already done that. You know, we've already had that. So I don't know. I'm not that into this flashback, but it is very brief. So there's not really it's not too much to complain about. We get them immediately fighting zombies. So like I said, they're trying to do like a look how far they've come thing, you know. And then we get them dealing with Percy's death, and you know that's fine. It's okay. I get that it's necessary. It just like it wasn't really hitting for me. But you know it is what it is. And then this this is a repeat of the scene we got last week between Percy and Iris, where they're talking about the future, and I was like, okay, one of them's gonna die, or both of them's gonna die. And spoiler alert, both of them die. They're like, oh, we're talking about the future. Okay, you're dead. we need to stop that with The Walking Dead. I mean, I get why they do it, but it's like we've done it way too many times to the point where you know how it's gonna end. When they start talking about, oh, my dreams for the future and what can we do together. You're both dead now. Okay. So, you know, I also don't really get why she was crying in that scene. But, I don't know, maybe she thinks that he's actually gonna die. Okay, so then we got this action scene in the woods, and, like, our heroes are just hiding behind trees and stuff, and, like, there's just a shootout, but none of the bullets ever land. Nobody ever gets shot. There's just a bunch of pew 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 pew. We're playing pretend in the woods, you know. It's kind of funny to me. The kids show up with the antibiotics and the bombs, and that's all great, you know. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of setup happening. When I was watching this the first time, I'm like, we're 12 minutes in. It's like we're just talking about stuff. But it does heat up, so, you know, they did need to take that first few minutes to really set things up. But, yeah, now we got the shootout scene, and they're just like, I don't know, they're talking, and it doesn't work for me when it's just, pew, 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 pew. I don't know, they all run out of ammo at convenient times. And then we got this, like, melee combat thing between him and this guy, and you know, of course, he conveniently runs out of ammo right at the exact right time. And then they have this melee combat thing. I'm not that into it. First of all, we didn't really do much to set this guy up as, like, a big villain, so I wasn't really like, oh, we gotta kill this guy, you know, I don't really care, you know. And, I mean, I guess the choreography is okay. It just feels really over the top. Like, if this was, like, a kung fu movie or something, it'd be fine. But, you know, as The Walking Dead, it just doesn't, I don't know. Real life fights are a lot less, they're a lot dirtier, you know? And Walking Dead in general has kind of avoided these kind of scenes because, you know, these drawn out fight scenes, because that's not really as grounded. But I did enjoy how they brought in the zombies, and he's doing stuff, he's like taking out the zombies while he's fighting. You know, that was fun, you know? So it's not all bad, but it was just like, I'm just really not feeling it, you know? The fight scene, I was like, I know Felix is going to win this fight, you know? And then we get Jadis going to the calling facility, and then she has a melee combat with Huck. And this scene was just, like, way too comic booky for me. Like, they're just talking the whole time, and like they're talking about the philosophies that they have, and like how they're what Huck's like, you're doing a bad thing, guys, we're doing a bad thing. And it's, I don't know, like in real life we've already had this conversation, you know what I mean? Like they already know each other's points of view. They're just trying to kill each other at this point. There shouldn't be, and also like all Jadis has to do is be like, hey guys, there's someone trying to kill me in here, come help me. But she doesn't do it. You know, and she does jam the radios and stuff in this episode, which makes sense, and I like that. But, you know, I don't know. This whole fight scene, it really didn't work for me. And the whole... we did get a nice little... We get a bunch of little hints about Rick, but she's talking about how I had an A, but I said that he was a B. It's the least I could do. And now we're getting confirmation that the A's are the people that are experimented on. So the zombies that we see in the lab. Those are the A's. I think we kind of already knew this, but now this is like confirmation that's exactly what it is, and we know what A and B are now. So, I'm still curious to see. We don't get any mention of what happens to Rick after that. Maybe because it's not written yet, or maybe because they just don't want to reveal too much. But I'm curious. We got to get those movies, man. We got to get those movies. um, and then I did like the element where Huck actually did have the bombs already set up, and she sent her husband and Silas off to get detonators and stuff. She sent them off so that they wouldn't be in the blast radius, but she just wants to stick around because she knows that Jadis is going to be here and stuff. So I like that, and then of course she gets stabbed, and again, they're still talking. They're still talking, she's talking about her father's gold watch or whatever, and I'm just like, what is the point of this? And then it does have a point to it, because they show the bombs, and she hooks them up to her watch. I don't know if that really would work in real life. I don't know. Anybody who's a bomb expert, let me know. Actually, don't let me know in the comments, because I don't want to be on any watch lists or anything. Even though I probably am on some watch lists already, but yeah, you know what? Actually, don't hit me up in the comments about the bombs. But I don't know. It worked for me. I like that element. And then this scene was actually the most emotional for me, because I've grown to like Silas' character. And we have Dennis, whose name I remember. We have Dennis here, and he's talking about the CRM are on their way. They're gonna find them, and he's trying to convince them to leave, but then he realizes it's too late, and then he's like, okay, you need to shoot me because I'm gonna die anyway, and you need to get in the good graces of the CRM and all that. And I like this scene. It felt like a little much to me until you actually heard the CRM outside the door. And then he's like, you need to do this. And Silas reluctantly pulls the trigger. And I like the Silas character. I hope we see him in the movies, find out what happens to him. Because it's kind of left open-ended. There's a lot left open-ended. And I'm curious to see if they're going to continue the storyline in some way. Because it definitely feels like they were trying to go for Season 3 here. I don't know if they adjusted their storytelling at all, really. It seemed like, it really seems like we're going to pick up next year with these characters and see what happens. But, I guess not. And that's all good. Oh, and I forgot to say the Elton kid got bit. He was trying to save Hope. Yeah, the artist community comes through last minute, of course. We got so many coincidences in the show, in the franchise in general, especially Fear. So, seeing characters just show up at convenient times, it's getting a little old. But yeah, we had the artist community people should pull up with the minigun, and they shoot down all the zombies, and then there's one zombie conveniently off screen that they couldn't hear for some reason, even though zombies are super loud. Anyway, and the surprise zombies I'm also sick of. But yeah, surprise zombie hiding off screen, just off camera, pulls in at the right exact moment, and then Elton comes in, and instead of like trying to shove him back, he just puts his arm like in front of the zombie's like mouth. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't. I don't know. That didn't really work for me. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, Elton got bit, and that's them finding that he has the medicine for the lady, and that's all great, and that's all cool. But Elton's bit, they dismembered his arm and all that, amputated. So he's a little stumpy. I said that when I was watching it, Lil Stumpy. That's his rap name, It's a stupid joke, but it made me laugh. So yeah, he didn't die, which is cool. But I don't know that we're ever gonna see him again, but we'll see. And this is Jadis and Silas. Jadis wants to take on Silas as her personal pet project. And she finds him to be a good soldier because of his past, killing his father and stuff, and getting ostracized. She sees right through the thing with Dennis, which I find interesting. And Jadis is just a cool character. She's really intuitive, And yeah, she's a great villain. I'm really, really liking what they do with Jadis in this show. So really cool. And he ends up being part of the military. Now, I am a little confused why she would take somebody who clearly, like, really isn't loyal to the CRM. You know, shouldn't she see through that as well? But maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I really like this scene though. So any scene with Jadis, man, she just like chewing up the scenery, doing really great. And then we get another great scene here with the Colonel and Jadis, and you know the Colonel's showing her doubts and how she's not really sure about what she did and what the CRM is doing. And it was a really great scene. And then Jadis arrests her, and it turns out Major Beale signed the arrest warrant. So they're make the whole failure, the situation, they're using her as a patsy. She is now their political prisoner. And, you know, this infighting, you know, backstabbing political stuff, this is what I want to see more of when it comes to the CRM and stuff. So this, great. Love this. Love this. And that's more or less it. And then we get a bunch of goodbye scenes. Iris is going to take a crew and go to Portland and try to warn people. And Hope is staying with the scientists and trying to continue the work here. I don't really get why they would just settle here in this mall because I don't know that I think they're too close to the CRM. They're going to get found eventually. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like a great plan to me, but they you know, I guess it's the finale, so they want to, you know, they want to have it be an ending of sorts. So they want to have them separate at this point. I feel like they should continue on together and then separate when it makes sense. I don't know. I feel like they're too close. Then we got somebody developing pictures. I didn't even know they really took pictures. So I don't know. I kind of missed that, I guess. But we got this ending montage, and Elton has a monologue. And I like these scenes here. We got them dealing with the fungus stuff. We got them looking at a zombie with the fungus. So I like this. It seems like they're actually progressing it, like they are going to actually accomplish something. I figured, you know, that would be the end of the franchise if they finished their journey and actually got the fungus to work and took out all the zombies, that it would be the end. But now with this post-credit scene, we got the variants in play, which I really love that for the future of the franchise, you know, because it really felt like we were kind of getting to the point where we're wrapping this franchise up and we really, really needed something new. We needed something to kick it in the balls. And I'm really excited about this variant thing, guys. I really am. And if we get slow zombies and fast zombies in the same thing and it makes sense, yeah, this is the fungus stuff, which is like, it's like bioluminescent and gross and nasty, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I like the science stuff. They had some cool backdrops with the cities, by the way, as well. And that's pretty much it. You know, Elton and the group, they're on their way to Portland, and then we get that amazing post-credit scene. Incredible post-credit scene. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, in general, I wasn't really big on the action scenes this episode. I thought they were kind of, you know, I don't know, kind of basic, lazily done, and just the stormtrooper aim and the pew 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 pew. That's what I was hearing in my head, and the hand-to-hand combat stuff. I don't know, maybe if they did some better choreography and they weren't, like, talking to each other the whole time, I would have liked it better. But, I don't know, it didn't really work for me. I did like how they wrapped things up and what they did with the characters and the arcs and stuff. So, overall, it's a pretty good episode. Definitely one of the more eventful episodes. And episode 7, 8, 9, 10, overall, huge improvement on the rest of the series, which I didn't really care for. So, I was, you know, these last 4 episodes really brought the heat, and I appreciate it. And, yeah, they went out in style. So I will actually remember this series more fondly than I did between seasons, where I was like, I hate this show, I don't know if I'm going to continue with it. And I wouldn't have continued with it if it wasn't for this channel, so thank you guys for watching and checking these videos out. Because, I wouldn't have got to see this great post-credit scene. So... So yeah, guys, that's my review for this episode. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you agree or disagree, give me the like if you like it, and be sure to, you know, let me know what you think and sub for more videos. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. We'll see you on the next one.